No.
Yeah, we'll have. We'll have.
Welcome to the First Choice.
Hello, you beautiful bastards, and welcome to my so-called show. And yeah, once again, we're going to be talking about fucking weapons again. I know I've already done my bloody review, but because it's only 6 minutes and I didn't want to give anything away, this does give me a chance to sort of delve a little bit more deeper with my very, very lovely guest, Kung Fu Hotdog, and the Lord of Toxicity. And yeah, there's going to be spoilers, and I should have put that in the title. I do apologize, but yeah, let's not mess around. Let's get back into it. Weapons, I mean, fucking hell, it's definitely one of these films that I just constantly getting talked about. We're still getting made opinions on this thing, but it is giving people to sort of speculate on what is going on a little bit. It's kind of got a straightforward little mystery, the disappearance of kids, but told through the perspective of many different characters, very flawed characters who are kind of terrible, but they are played by some very good actors that really do make you sympathize with them a little bit, and they're played very realistically. And the mystery is kind of not totally anything new, but it's done in a way that feels very fresh anyway. And we will get to that twist pretty soon. So before I head on, Kung Fu Hotdog, a lot of toxicity. Thanks for joining me. We'll see if there's any more guests that might pop on later. But yeah, thoughts on weapons, Kung Fu Hotdog?
Listen, you smooth talking bastard, never apologize for apologizing. I'm just thinking about Kevin Spacey back in Swimming with Sharks. Awesome film if you've not seen it. But Weapons, when I went to watch it last Friday morning, this was at 10:20 in the morning at Cineworld. I mean, insane they would even show a film like that. It was actually 11 o'clock in the morning in the cinema. And there was quite a quarter-packed house. It was in there. I wasn't sure what to expect because like the first 20 minutes of the film are centered around Julia Garner's character of Justine. And I thought, I thought Josh Brolin's in the movie. Why aren't we seeing him yet? But then obviously, as soon as she appears and then her stuff is done with, I like the fact that the next character that kind of, it's almost like a stage play because every time one scene ends and the next one begins, it's like the other actor or actress is stepping on going, hi, it's me. It's very cleverly interwoven. And then you see the perspective of that character of everything that you saw from the previous characters' perspectives. And again, going back to you, Northern English bastard, it's not a new concept because we have seen it in TV shows as well back in the day. They also utilize that particular approach quite a lot, actually. And again, I guess the director, Zach Kreger, watches a lot of TV like we do and films and just re-borrow that idea and used it here again. And it works.
Yeah, no, because it doesn't feel like anything's been, plonked in, making you think, oh, wait a minute, did I miss a scene there? I mean, isn't there supposed to be a setup for this payoff? No, it actually did feel like everything was set up to be paid off. It looks like it has actually been sort of planned and put together. And the characters are very engaging, even though you kind of probably shouldn't like them a little bit, but they're played in a very human way. Lord Toxic, so yeah, you clearly like this film as well. Obviously, it's got flaws. Some that I've actually agreed with as well when we were talking in the green room. So, yeah, let's hear your thoughts on weapons. And you can feel free to spoil it. Feel free to spoil it.
So, second best film that I've seen this year, neck and neck with Sinners, which, I've gone on and on about. This will undoubtedly make the short list of my top 5 of 2025. When we get to that, I can't imagine anything will knock it out of that. And I'd be willing to bet more often than not, it's probably going to wind up in the top 2 or 3 as far as that goes. It's very original. It's very compelling. The actors all really, really elevate the subject material, and they all brought their A game with what they did. Gregers is a very compelling director. I did like his other work with Barbarian. I loved him in, The Whitest Kids You Know, and Miss March back in the day when he was doing that kind of thing. Love to see him. I think it's kind of interesting that you have these comedic performers that later turn into horror directors, but we'll get to that at some point probably in this discussion. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I have seen this a record number 3 times since its release last week. And it does suffer from repeated viewings. I won't lie to you there, but we can get to that again later as well. But I wouldn't say that it's, any less of a quality for the things that I do like with it. But upon repeated viewings, I will admit that the plot holes you notice in the first viewing, they get worse in like the second and the third viewing. I definitely encourage everybody to go watch it. However, go see it in the big screen. It's definitely better for that purposes. It's great to see it with a group of people. And I think that a lot of people, including the little boy that plays Alex in this, is going to be like career making roles for him. We're having a great horror year, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it all day. And it's only August yet. So pretty fascinating.
Yeah, I mean, it's also a much better horror film for Julia Garner than The Wolfman. I mean, because she's really given something that's played to her strengths. She's kind of this teacher who gets a bit too close to her teachers, and she's also kind of a home wrecker and an alcoholic as well. But you kind of get why she's been very, very unfortunately hassled and blamed for this disappearance, because there is some evidence that kind of justifies it a little bit. And also you get this junkie as well, played by Austin Abrams, and he really sells it as a junkie. I mean, I've known a few people like him, and they've always got that, I'm gonna, I just need a bit of money, I can get myself back on, back on track. But then they end up kind of like self-destructing anyway and going back on their habit. And even Julie Garner looks better here as well, like than she did in Wolfman. But yeah, Zach Cregger, he does a very good job as well. He knows how to direct a movie, and he just lets you come to
the man. I tell you what, I don't know if you guys know this, but Pedro Pascal was the original casting choice, and thank God his scheduling conflicts, if that's what you want to call these days in Hollywood. In other words, you know what? I don't want to be part of this project anymore. Was just suddenly airlifted, and Josh came in, and I think if Pedro was in this, I would not have enjoyed his film as much, or I might not have watched it in the end, because there is a thing, ladies and gentlemen, called Pedro Pascal fatigue.
Oh, definitely, because he's in everywhere. He's in everything now. And to be honest, back in the past, I didn't mind him. I thought, okay, he was kind of cool in Narcos. I thought he was a pretty good villain in Kingsman 2. And then he's just everywhere. Then he starts.
Well, I saw him in Game of Thrones, and I thought, oh, this guy's good. Who's he? I think he kind of really caught people's attention from that TV series.
I know, because he definitely had an old cowboy style thing to him as well. This sort of swagger, but now he's just come across as this total fucking effeminate dweeb now, and it's really annoying. Josh Brolin, though, Josh Brolin is obviously the more likable actor, because he's not come across as another insufferable left-hand like most actors do.
I mean, the fact he's coming back as Thanos in a future, I think it's Avengers Doomsday. And by the way, superhero films, I actually think I might be tapping out of them. But I might save the conversation for later on, because I saw a guy on YouTube today where he was talking, because he's a horror film guy called Planet CHH, really good dude. And he just made a video where I'm going to be talking about Superman by James Gunn, but in the end, I didn't give you guys a review. It's more like why I don't want to watch superhero films anymore. Because, listen, I'm going on a bit of a Jean-Claude Van Damme renaissance at the moment. Tomorrow morning, I'm getting Death Warrant from Amazon, and that poster for the film and the trailer, I thought, I forgot how much I missed peak Van Damme. So, yeah, can't wait to watch that tomorrow evening after I've seen Nobody 2.
Yeah, Nobody 2, because that does look like a film. It's a sequel, I know. It's a sequel that probably didn't need to happen, but that it's going to be made by people who actually do just want to entertain and not push any crappy agenda. And I think superhero fatigue is real, but also bad movie fatigue is real as well, because it's most of these films that just feel, because these films just feel very chopped together. It's like you can really tell.
I tell you what, I know we're kind of verging off the beaten path there a little bit, but I watched Alien Earth last night, and I'm like, oh God, this show is going to be crap.
Yeah.
It's yeah, there's hidden messages in there, and I'm not sure if they're meant to be taken literally or they're meant to sail over your head. But I'm thinking, a lot of things don't make sense. It seems to be like for Gen Zers, it was just so bizarre. But
Yeah, remember
Weapons
the
is like the
space
flip
truckers?
side of that, where it just looks so good.
I know. Remember the space truckers in the first one? They looked like average bloody people with,
Yeah. And they're just copying that now. They're just ripping it off, basically.
Yeah, everyone looks. They just look like male models now. They just look like they're models for JD Sport, dressed in fucking alien sci-fi gear, and that's about it. It's. I'm not interested because, there was a great mystery in the first one, about what this weird elephant-looking guy that was fossilized in this thing was, and I don't want to know. Then bloody Prometheus comes out, and Ridley Scott just has to.
Oh God.
Just has to carry on.
Yeah.
But I'm not getting anything from similar with this though, because I'm feeling okay. He's taking concepts from other films, ideas from other horrors, and I think there's a video out there that actually does sort of show all the little homages to those classic horrors that that everybody may not recognize, and he's kind of done it in a fresh way. It's kind of like Tarantino when he sort of takes elements from Hong Kong cinema but incorporates it into his own style. And because basically I think that's the only way you can be original. Just sort of like take some ideas from of stuff that you like and try to make it into something that's your own. Because there's only really a few storylines really that's that you can write. There's only really certain amount of storylines, and all you can do is just sort of like do the odd little twist on them, and that's it.
I mean, the thing with Josh Brolin, and I've always said this, but he should have played Paul Kersey in a Death Wish remake, not Bruce Willis, and got Joe Carnahan from Smoking Aces to direct him in that. That would have been a wish fulfillment, because he's the right kind of profile for Kersey, and sadly that was just never seen.
Yeah, because he's got that gruff little thing, and plus Bruce Willis was kind of he was already having
his sleepwalking his way through the whole film. It was entertaining, it was funny, but it wasn't a Death Wish movie.
Yeah, the original Death Wish is still the best, and and once again as well, this is touching on a very sort of very.
Oh God, when I see Benedict Wong here, Benedict Wong, I always think of him as one role and one episode, the IT Crowd as Prime. He was so funny in that.
Yeah, you're thirsty. I like a man who's thirsty.
But now he's the new Doctor Strange elect, isn't he? In Marvel, it's no longer Benedict Cumberbatch; it's Wong. All right, okay.
Yeah, he's a very funny actor as well. Is he?
Well, I mean, apart from Prime, I didn't think he was that funny, but you're telling me that he is.
Yeah, it's funny in the RT Crowd. He has this mysterious sort of Morpheus guy for Countdown, which
just
is
the one episode. It's such a shame.
I know. But he does, he kind of does tick the boxes a little bit as well. He's got he's the gay principle, but it's never kind of in your face either. And
him as the husband or the couple. It's funny because he kind of played it straight, but the guy playing his companion played it very feminine, stereotypical. It was quite kind of like it's like the hello. It was all like wrist flicking. It was quite funny actually. I just didn't know what to think about that. It was like, okay, I'm laughing here. It's great. The audience was silent, but I was like, I had this big smile on my face. I just thought, I know where Zach's going with this. It's pretty funny.
I know, because the thing, the principle, he's kind of when Gladys comes, he's kind of skeptical about it. But his boyfriend's like all welcoming, isn't he? And yet this kid as well, Carrie Christopher, he fucking sells it as well. And,
he was. It was really good.
And I like the fact that he is a little bit selfish as well. He's he is almost willing to help her because he's being bullied by this kid, and and it turns out that kid is Josh Brolin's son, and I don't like that.
Until the very end, you find out it's actually very clever. I thought that's his kid. Oh no.
Yeah, and I kind of like how it hints that Josh Brolin may not have been the best father as well, because when you get that scene where it looks like he might have actually found him, but it turns out to be a fake out. He actually does this really good, really heartbreaking breakdown, and he's saying, "I'm sorry, I couldn't," and he never finishes a sentence. He tries to say it twice and doesn't finish it, but you already know what he's going to say. That is good. That is good writing. That is good subtext.
Yeah,
that really is. Just give a little bit the rest of the people to just come to their conclusions, and that's what filmmaking should be doing.
I mean, Lord of
more.
Toxicity mentioned a very good point about the fact he's seen the film 3 times already, but Jeremy Johns said in his review that he doesn't know if this film actually warrants repeat viewing. And I thought that was very interesting, because I'm wondering now, I'm seeing Nobody 2 tomorrow. If I end up enjoying it, will I go and watch it again next week? Possibly, maybe. The only film I've seen twice so far this year is F1. That's it.
Yeah, that was fucking good. That's in my top.
That was
5
great.
as well. It was,
especially on the IMAX. You kind of lose all that magic if you watch it on a slightly smaller screen.
I think both could be rewatchable in for different reasons. Like Nobody 2 could be rewatchable because it's just enjoyable. It's a fun action movie with loads of gore, and this is more rewatchable because you kind of notice new things later that could be very significant, even little minor details. I was noticing Gladys was complimenting some of the old furniture, and I was kind of wondering, does this kind of hint at maybe she might be older than she makes herself out to be? Maybe older than the fucking people.
Jesus Christ, I tell you that.
Like yeah,
I don't know if she walked off a Rob Zombie movie, man, but holy shit. I forgot the actress who plays her. She's like a veteran actress. So what's her name?
Amy Madigan. Yeah, she's
thank you. That's it. Yeah, because when I saw her, I just thought that's Alyssa McConaughey, the ex Kotaku games journalist. She looks like her with that makeup on. And then today, I'm online looking at Rob Zombie's House of a Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects, which I've ordered actually. And she looks like one of the members of that deranged family. And I'm just like, oh my God, that's the first time I've seen somebody unnerve me so much, because she's playing it like, oh, I'm like this Martha Stewart kind of grandma, I'm nothing to worry about. And then, of course, you see what happens a few scenes later, where she goes to Benedict Wong's house out of the blue, and they, like a vampire, oh, yeah, you can come on in. Like, oh, are you kidding me, bro? Jeez.
Yeah, she seems to have that power to make you sort of like sympathize with her, to make people sympathize with her and let her in. And what do you think of her toxicity anyway? What do you think of Emma Madigan?
Yeah, well, I think she did a great job, but I don't think that's the case. I think it's just a case of I don't remember who pointed this out on Nadia's stream the other night, but somebody just said, people are embarrassed to say no to people. People are embarrassed to
interesting.
They played on. I mean, not me, certainly, obviously. And that's one of the things that I had wrote down that I had a problem with, was how quickly she ingratiates herself, and people sort of gave her so much latitude, specifically talking about the Benedict Wong scene. Even him kind of like, we're kind of in the middle of something right now. And she just kind of pushed her way into, and I know that because I do that on a personal level. And I do that as part of my job. If I have to discuss something with somebody, I don't really give them an option. I'm like, oh, you know what? I am so thirsty. Could I possibly get a glass of water? And then I'm inside the house. And then once I'm inside the house, I can pull my dirty tricks and leave listening devices and shit like that. So, I mean, I know that that's how people are. They're too quick. It's like the parents themselves, letting this great aunt who they barely even know, that couldn't be asked to even go to their fucking wedding, is allowed to come and die in their house because people just tend to want to be too polite.
Yeah, the funny thing is, you touched on a good point there, because the other thing that just occurred to me was, if the kid can see something that the adults can't, why didn't you pay attention to the kid? It's like a dog that barks at something in the room, but you don't know why it's doing that, or a he dog or a she dog. You know what I mean? So I think it's something they kind of threw it on purpose just to make you think that afterwards. But yeah, the kid was saying, I don't know her, why is she here? And it's like, he already had a bad feeling about her even then. Suddenly after all this time you show up, why?
Yeah, no, and there's a lot of different questions should have been asked. I mean, that's really kind of more like nitpicky stuff compared to the truck hole sized plot holes that are in this plot for this movie. The only reason I score it so highly and I gave it so much grace is just down to the performances, the writing, the dialogue. Like I've said elsewhere, the writing and the acting of that is so good. You don't even think, in a lot of instances, at least I didn't, that you're watching a movie. You think you're like eavesdropping on somebody else's conversation. That's how big of a deal that it is. So yeah, I really enjoyed it for that, but the problems that I do have with it are pretty large.
And the funny thing is as well, when I started watching the film, it kind of threw me for a loop because I'm wondering, is this set in the 1980s? Because the furniture and the decor is very kind of reminiscent of that period.
Funny
And,
you say that.
obviously, you saw cell
it
phones
didn't
in the
feel
end.
so on your face though, Nancy's though, did it? It just felt like this could be set at any time and still be very relevant. You know?
Yeah,
Well, it's
you know,
it's funny you guys mentioned that is because there's a big, and I'm a proponent of this. There's a big contingent of people who are fans of this movie that say, for as good as it is, it would have worked. It would have played better plot wise if it had been set in the late 80s, early 90s, just due to the fact that logistically, I don't know if we're there yet in the discussion, but whenever we do get to it, logistically, this whole plot falls apart because it's in present day.
There you go. There you go. I rest my case.
Yeah, I mean, I do kind of wish it did go a little bit more all-out horror, but I think, but the humor is actually intentional though, and you can tell and it was pretty funny. The ending was just fucking hilarious. Seeing those,
people were laughing in the cinema. It was funny because because really the way it was set up, you couldn't help but laugh. People in the audience were laughing. It was just, but you knew what was coming. You wanted this bitch witch to get her just desserts, but leading up to it, it was like, what?
That's so funny because
it was just funny,
people
man.
laugh. I've seen reaction videos of people laughing to that scene. I've talked to other YouTubers who said they laughed in that scene. And I got to tell you, that actually terrified me. I've actually had that thought many, many times of, I think I could take on 20 or 30 third graders. And that made me think like, no, they might fuck me up. Like that. I did not find that funny at all. Like I was like, man, this is kind of fucking terrifying right now.
Yeah, they really tear apart. I mean, Jesus Christ, they totally reduce it to bits of
they had that one female, the one young female in the pink or whatever that they did the tracking shot of. Like she was like a goddamn linebacker. Like she just was like blasting through the fences. You know, like she's just like, man, she could have signed up for the NFL, and then she winds up being the one to take her down and then hold her long enough for the other kids to get at her. But yeah, I didn't find that funny at all. The only laugh that we got in any of the viewings, and again, to be fair, I did watch it during matinee time because I had to go to work, but the theater only had like a handful of people each time that I went. And the only real laugh we ever got was my first viewing of it when Julia Garner is stressed and she goes to the liquor store and she's walking around, and I kind of just mumbled to myself, she's going to pick vodka. She's a vodka chick. And then she grabs vodka and I was like, aha. And somebody just started laughing in the audience. But beyond that, no, I mean, I didn't get a lot of nervous chuckles or laugh or anything like that. Now, again, I lend that to the fact that you have to kind of have a crowded theater for stuff like that to happen, for people to get that, you know, or else it just doesn't work. And since I wasn't laughing, the few people that were in the theaters with me really didn't laugh as well. And I didn't find it funny. I thought it was, it was ridiculous, but I found it to be ridiculous on a scale of, it didn't stretch too much believability. If you understand that these are blood magic possessed people that are just been turned into these mindless automatons that are just going to keep coming, it's not super funny. Now, maybe it's just because I equate that to like insurgents that are so sure that they're going to see 75 virgins when they die and come straight at you and will rush a machine gun. So maybe that's why I don't find it as funny. But yeah, it was just watching, the cop tank a shot through the throat and a frying pan to the head and just keep coming, and the little tweaker that just, kept coming after Josh Brolin. No matter how many times he tossed him across the room, and Benedict Wong, just headbutting that guy, the simplest, most
god,
to kill him, just
like 10 times. 10 times he headbutts him. Christ.
Yeah, he turned his head into mush.
By the way, English bastard, you remember when headbutting used to be removed from British films in the 80s and 90s?
Oh shit, yeah, did that with GoldenEye,
didn't it, for the British Board of Film Censors?
I know, I mean, it's like, it's kind of ridiculous as well. I mean, GoldenEye now has a 15 certificate since they put that back in, and it's like,
and Judge Dredd, Diane Lane, when she gets the one, she goes douche, and in the original and in the DVD release, they removed it.
Well, that's an easy fix, though, isn't it? Why don't they just have somebody identify as Islamic and they can do the headbutt?
When will they learn? When will they learn? But yeah, but it kind of does have some good themes like brainwashing kids. I mean, the fact that she looks like one of those bloody drag queen story hour fucking weirdos as well.
Yeah, God,
Looking at all these
jeez.
kids,
I'm
it's
glad
like,
you brought that up. I wanted to ask a question that I asked on the panel and on the other night and got shut down by everybody but Leanne. By the way, you've reached a level of what the fuckery if you have a 9-panel show on YouTube and the only one that agrees with you is Leon. You're just like, oh boy, I'm in bad shape here. But anyway, not to besmirch, my fellow YouTubers, but I really just didn't think they got a lot of the stuff I was saying. So one of the things that I found weird, the witch Gladys is so interested in holding her cover and doing these things that she decides to do all the machinations that she does, but at the same time around the powers that be and the people that are important, she when she's clearly, once she's gotten some energy and she's a little bit healthier, she clearly is fine. I mean, worst case scenario, she tells people, sorry, I've got the cancer. That would be totally believable. And but instead she does this fucking Ronald McDonald Longlegs version, bringing as much attention to herself as humanly possible. I don't get that. I don't understand I don't understand her logic there. It's very inconsistent in the writing.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a 2-hour movie, so you think they could have explained that?
I think Enzo might have made a point like she was just this very inhuman sort of thing who has no idea how real people kind of act, so she's mimicking them.
Yeah, that's not a great rationale.
It could be an aesthetic thing as well, just to make her a bit more memorable, because every horror villain has to have this look, don't they? Like Freddy Krueger has the
sure, but it makes sense. Yeah, but it makes sense in those ones. You know why Jason has a hockey mask. You know why Freddy has a burnt face. You know why Hannibal Lecter has the mouth guard and is restrained in the chair. You know why those things. Why, if she's so concerned about her cover being blown, why didn't she go with the the haggard school marm thing that she has when she's sitting at the dinner table explaining things to Alex? Like, why didn't she just go with that? In fact, that would have garnered her more sympathy and made her less of a suspect, because they'd be like, well, this little cancer patient certainly isn't doing anything wrong. But whereas she puts on the Ronald McDonald mask and cackling like a loon and acting like a psychopath. I mean, and I did have some pushback on that, and they were like, well, so I know some old ladies that do that. Okay, great. Do you know some old ladies that are casting a spell, keeping 17 children and 2 or 3 or 4 adults in thrall in the house? No, you don't. So it doesn't matter that a high makeup, pancaked, red-haired old lady. I'm talking about this one in particular, and why she would go so hard to try to maintain, her subterfuge, but at the same time is being blaringly obvious, because, and I'll tell you what, because I had only seen the trailers, had not seen it, but then I saw a picture, the one that you had up on the slide before, of Gladys in all her glory. And when I saw that, I go, oh, there's the bad guy. She's a witch, without knowing anything about the movie.
Yeah. I only watched the trailer briefly and I kind of stopped halfway through, and I thought, oh, I like the title. I want to go and watch it. So for me, when I saw her for the first time, I was just genuinely unnerved. And I mean, to your point, Lord, yes, we don't get enough about her origin, but I think with the limited dialogue she had and the way Amy Madigan brought her to terrifying life, I think we can almost give that character a pass, because Amy Madigan just did something for a long time where, again, I laughed at the ending of her demise, but when she appears on the screen, I get very squirmy. And, I've got to give full credit to her abilities as an actress to do that. And obviously, Gregor's direction right there.
Yeah, because, by the way, you don't have to.
An evil film.
You don't have to call me Lord. The Lord is my father. You can just call me.
Out of interest, what's 9-panel screening were you at?
Say again.
What 9-panel live stream were you on a few days ago?
It was yesterday, and it was Horror with Nadia.
Oh, her. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know who she is. Oh, wow.
Or day before yesterday, excuse me.
Yeah, and Leon, yes, Words of Paradise guy.
Yeah. Yep, that's right.
Oh, all right. I'll have to watch that at some point. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, and there's the cast.
Yep.
I
Is it
got
me or is
who's
the
the
copper's
smoking hot
wife
babe with the
actually?
legs, man? Damn.
No, I know she's actually hotter than Julia Garner. Why is he having an affair with her? He's got a fucking stunner.
That's what I thought. Exactly. Why? I mean, when I saw her, I was like, God damn, dude, that's a stacked missus. Well, what are you doing?
Listen.
Oh
God
man,
damn, dude.
more of her, Jesus.
You gotta listen. If you can do it, you got to do it. I mean, to be fair, Julia was cute as shit in those scenes, and she was basically throwing her cat at him. A man is only as faithful.
Yeah.
As
Julia Garner is an interesting woman because I shouldn't find her attractive, but I do. I don't know. Even when I watched Ozark, I'm thinking I shouldn't like Ruth Langmore that much, but something about her just compels me to like her. It's so strange.
I'll tell you what,
a
lot of people just attribute that to like a standard hillbilly performance, but living and working in the Midwest for as long as I have, I'll tell you what, she embodied Kansas City white trash.
Wow.
I mean, down to some of the little ticks that she had and the way that she spoke. There's a great scene in that where she goes toe to toe with one of the Kansas City mafia guys who's drunk and doesn't like her being in charge, and she says a Kansas City colloquialism. She's like, "Come and get you some," and she does it perfectly. And I was like, "Damn!" Anyone from Kansas City watching that would be like,
"Wow,
okay, yeah, that's some Missouri shit right there."
Yeah, she's not a woman boss either, not a girl boss. She's
which is what I was wondering. Are they going to throw that in the film? But then she has a couple of really good scream queen moments in the movie, and I thought, oh no, she's going to kind of embrace that aspect of the role because obviously what's she up against? But then we can see that Josh Brolin's character of Archer can handle himself, but she's just there to lend a hand, which I thought was okay. I didn't have a problem with that at all because by this point you already like her and you like Josh Brolin because before they were like at loggerheads. He was pointing the finger of her of the blame of the 17 kids going missing. But then the way they kind of made up and just said, look, we're going to solve this thing together with his skills as a construction worker. And I just thought, yeah, don't mind that moment at the end because they've earned my approval to care for them.
Yeah, I totally agree as well. And plus, it kind of like she does kind of put the last piece of the puzzle together, doesn't she? She's like, oh no, that way you're pointing from, that's Alex. But there was one thing I talked with Toxic about earlier in the green room, and that was like, why is Josh Brolin's character the only one that's actually trying to investigate? I mean, every time he goes around to some of the parents to sort of like to get a view of their cameras as well. Why are the other parents not lending a hand to try and help, or even trying to seek out their own kids as well?
And as far as that goes, why aren't the police? So that's one of my biggest misgivings about this is like, if it was true that Gladys had more than just a pinpoint accuracy thing of like completely taking over a person, if she had some, let's call it a mystical veil that she was putting over the town and the powers that be in order for her to operate a little bit more freely, much in the way like Pennywise does in Stephen King's It. If she was doing that, then that's fine. Give me a throwaway line or give me give me a scene that shows that is what is happening, because absent of that, I don't see it. And I find it to be, like I was trying to express to the panel the other night, like, okay, forget, because everyone is stuck on this, like on TikTok, this is a huge argument. They're like, but they said at the beginning in the narration that the police were incompetent. And then later, Han Solo beat up that tweaker. So see, that proves it. I'm like, okay, one, narration is never gonna, I'm a show don't tell guy. And number two, Han Solo mustache beating up a tweaker who stabbed him with a needle inadvertently is not the same thing as a 17-person federal missing persons case where a bunch of kids, no less. So, and not only would they have police and federal and state entities involved in this, they'd have TikTokers and YouTubers and private detectives, and they'd have everybody out there causing a big fuss. So I mean,
yeah. Alden Ehrenreich, when he was doing in that scene where he's with the drug tweaker saying, have you got anything sharp in your pockets? I'm sat there thinking, because I've done security training before, like, ask the guy to empty his pockets. And I just thought,
exactly.
please.
Exactly.
And just suddenly I know where it was. I just knew where it was going to go.
You can make the argument he's a bad cop. That's it.
Yeah.
Not corrupt
Yeah.
or incompetent, just bad. Because he's because he pretty much fucking just nearly kills him. He nearly bloody cracks his skull in with his fist. It's like, and the fact that he's cheating on his wife as well. So yeah, I mean, but I do like the little contrast between him and the tweaker as well, James, who is actually kind of more honest about what a piece of shit he is, while Paul just sort of like has behind his badge a little bit, trying to to bail him out.
Yeah,
by the way,
and of course the druggie, he's the one who makes the breakthrough in finding out where the kids are, but they don't believe him.
Yeah. For anyone wondering, if you're gonna cheat, have an excuse ready. Come up with an excuse as soon as you've cheated, assuming that your wife or girlfriend is going to ask you when you get home. Okay, because it's like Gene Hackman says in Heat, or not Heat, Heist. You step out on a woman, make sure you have a ready-made excuse if she doesn't ask you.
I've got that film to watch. Funny enough, I got it the other day to buy on DVD.
Right. Always have that ready, because you don't want to be caught on the back foot if she asks you where you were the previous night.
Apparently, this actor is going to be playing Chris in the Zach Cregger's Resident Evil movie, and I'm like, do we need another one?
I don't think Cregger's using any of the legacy characters from the show. Like he said, it's going to be embedded in the roots of the games, but it'll be a totally brand new character. I think the show might have been in Alien Earth. I think he's in Alien Earth, that same actor. I might be wrong, but he looks like the same guy.
Yeah, I'm getting confused with a thumbnail because it had him next to Chris Redfield for some reason. And
interesting.
I assumed that he would be playing him, but no, it looks like it's not going to be the case. But I do like the fact that this director is not, because there was a while where horrors were just utilizing really lazy jump scares all the time without any atmosphere or sense of dread. But Cregger does a good job with the jump scares, because when he does jump scares, he projects a very creepy image that will probably stay in your head long after you, the minute you close your eyes and try to sleep. It's just something about, that smiling face that just pops up. And the moment I close my eyes, that face is going to pop into my head. And I think we need more horrors that need to bring these kind of creepy visuals. And once again, there's loads of harsh shadows as well. These very brooding visuals, which all horrors need, because to me, the best horrors are always about atmosphere. Like being in that state of comfort, but something's going to happen. It's just a question of when. And the fact
it's funny whenever I see Josh Brolin pop up on this slideshow, I think about American Gangster and how he was the best thing in the entire movie. And he has about 15, 20 minutes of screen time, and he's easily the most charismatic dude in that whole film. Denzel was just doing Denzel, but my God, his performance as that corrupt FBI agent or the cop he played, he was fantastic.
Yeah, the wife really hated him in that movie because he shot some fucking German Shepherd in the head. And was like, no, you don't shoot the fucking dogs, man. Yeah, he's a ruthless cunt. I've only seen that movie once, but he was a piece of shit in that movie.
Yeah. He's a class actor, though. He really is.
He is. And the thing is, he started off. He could have come across as another nepo baby when he was doing the Goonies, because
I remember him in Rad. If you've seen Rad, 1986.
I don't think I saw.
Watch Rad. It's hilarious, man.
Yeah. Apparently, though, he wasn't very happy with a lot of his performances in his younger days, and he actually quit it for a while and tried to work on his craft. And good on him, though, because
look who his dad is. So, if he's going to get the best advice, it's from his dad.
Yeah. Yeah, James Brolin was a good actor. The Westworld movie is fucking good.
I think he wasn't James Brolin in the original Amityville horror movie.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
He's been making it seem like Barbara Streisand is attractive and not with her for money for 40 years. So, that's a pretty good acting role.
I want Barbara Streisand. Oh, that South Park episode, Jesus Christ. It's but it's good that because he is killing it at the moment, man. And it's like the guy hasn't fucking changed as well. He's got to be in his 60s now.
I first encountered Josh Brolin. I was a big Goonies fan back in the day, and then a couple years later, they had this. Young Guns had come out, so of course they wanted a TV version, so they came up with the Young Riders about the original Pony Express, and they had Josh Brolin played what's his name, Wild Bill Hickok, and a young Wild Bill Hickok, and
Wow,
really good
cool.
show. The guy that Lance was speaking about the other day, that I caught a bit of, Anthony Zerba, he was one of the front runners on that show. He played Teaspoon Curtis, the U.S. Marshal and the head of the Pony Express back then, and it was kind of a mentor to Wild Bill. And in real life, Anthony was a mentor to Josh Brolin when he wanted to get his acting chops done. I always thought he was very, very compelling in that role. And then, anything he popped up in later, I thought was pretty fascinating. Great turns and stuff like Sicario and the sequel to Sicario, Soldado, Day of the Soldier. He plays a great villain. I'm looking forward to him playing Killian in the Running Man, adaptation.
Yeah,
I hope it's good.
nothing's going to beat the Schwarzenegger Running Man. The trailer for Running Man looks good, but they have to throw in the old check boxes. Like, Glenn Powell, and he's got a black wife. I'm like, dude, this is a good looking white dude, and he's hooked up with that. I'm like, I don't believe that for a second. They throw that in there because
for sure. Oh yeah, for sure. They definitely did that for sure, and that irks the shit out of me when that happens. I don't like it because that's so rare. But like, if you watch like regular TV, which most of us don't, but if you occasionally we have TVs in the hotel that I work at, and occasionally I'll catch a TV show or something like that, and you'd think that every single couple in America is a mixed race couple, which I gotta tell you, as someone who was married to a black woman for a good length of time, I know, shocking, but it's extremely rare. It's very, very rare. So yeah, that irked me, but it does seem to be more in line with the source material, the Bachman book, The Running Man, obviously written under pseudonym for Stephen King. And then he's also, kind of double billing it with, The Long Walk, one of the other Bachman books, the first book he ever wrote. Now, Bachman books are known for their really tragic endings. So whether or not either one of those is going to have the balls to do the source material ending, I'm extremely curious for. But again, listen, Josh Brolin elevates any material that he's in.
Absolutely.
Rad notwithstanding, but
how he got roided up to play Cable in Deadpool 2, that was like, holy crap. And what was refreshing is that while, his workout routine impressed us, his wife was not impressed. She's like, I like the Pillsbury Doughboy look. I thought, well, he got himself a good woman there.
Well, she knows her place, as very few women do.
Well, that was his former assistant, wasn't it? And he's like, hey, do you want to be my wife? Oh, sure thing.
Huh. He's like, I'm Josh Brolin. She goes, I know who you are, motherfucker. I know how many millions you got. I know you got Goonies money.
I remember when he was doing, I think it was Infinity War, that he was in a local supermarket in America, and he's just walking around filming for Instagram, and like the customers aren't really giving a damn who he is, even though if I was there, I'd be freaking out.
Well, he's definitely on the short list of people who can, from Hollywood and has been in Hollywood for 30, 40 years, who can pull that off, walk around, just have a beard and walk around and be unaccosted. And two, he's one of the few that I would actually I'd like to meet. I'm fairly confident he's not been to Epstein Island. Yeah. He doesn't have woke politics, mind virus, things like that. I would have a beer with Josh Brolin. Josh and Kurt Russell in the same room as for me, and John Carpenter. Holy shit, that's like the Trinity right there. Yeah, no facts.
Yeah, I forgot to mention my panel as well. Yeah, Nix, Proctor Fowl, Metalla, thanks for joining me. Who else? Blue Collar Loser, yeah, thanks. And
do you know who's still winning? Charlie Sheen. He's winning, baby.
Yeah. Plus, Josh Brolin, yeah, like you said, he does seem based. You've seen his interview with Joe Rogan. Fucking cool guy. Cool guy. He could have been right up his own ass. It's like, yeah, well, my dad's famous, and now I'm famous. But no, there's none of that. He actually seemed, he's kind of like Kurt Russell. He had because he also had like a jobbing father as well who worked in the industry. And
I would suspect that James Brolin probably sat Josh down and just gave him the hard, cold facts about Hollywood.
Yeah.
And said, you better watch out for these demons, son, because they're going to come and get you. When we talk about the satanic stuff going on in Hollywood, it is the woke mind virus as well. But people just don't view it as that. It's like, oh, no, that's something else. No, it's the same thing.
Yeah, apparently Mel Gibson was going on saying like Val Kilmer.
Oh,
Val
God,
Kilmer
yes.
Yeah, Val Kilmer actually kind of, he refused to be part of that kind of thing. But I don't know. It's still speculation.
I love Val. But no, I tell you, no, Mel Gibson told his story, which I talked about 2 years ago on my channel, but I should have done my research. But when I just saw this, what it was a recommendation that popped up on the YouTube feed. It was like Mel Gibson tells a creepy story. So then when he starts talking about how he was on this rooftop party in Hollywood
with Christopher Walken.
Yeah, I didn't know it was Christopher Walken. He just, because he doesn't purposely name the guy in the story, it was people afterwards in my comment section saying, oh, don't you know the story? It's Christopher Walken. I thought, Chris, really? And of course, Christopher Walken is known for having dancey feet, right? So maybe Mel could have mistaken that. Or maybe, as I like to think, if he saw... what's her name again? Anna Paulina on Joe Rogan. Gosh, she's smoking hot, man. Well, she talked about UFOs actually existing, but she can't say too much. So in relation to that and Mel Gibson's story, I'm likely to believe what Mel saw is that Christopher Walken was indeed floating towards him. I actually believe that because Mel Gibson, he's one of the few people I've got a lot of respect for, even though he's not the perfect human being. If he was, then I wouldn't trust him. I'd rather trust somebody who's admitted to having some bad behavior than to one who doesn't. But yeah, when he mentions that story, and I forgot, is it Tyrese Gibson? Yeah, from the Fast and Furious franchise. There's a video of him going around somewhere where he talks about going on certain studio sets, either on TV or on film, and you see satanic imagery, and it freaks the hell out of him, which makes you wonder, why was he Morbius? But I don't know. This is just very strange that he, of all people, will actually start talking about that stuff. Like it's coming out more and more in Hollywood now.
Well, I think it all goes back to the old McCarthy era as well, where I think there was still a lot of like communists back in the day, though, in the 50s as well. And they even got blacklisted as well for having communist views, which seems very fair these days, especially since Hollywood is kind of embracing the whole cultural Marxist agenda, rhetoric, whatever. It's yeah, but I mean, Blue Collars just made a point about this movie. 15 minutes got you on double speed. The ending of the film seems to make or break people, but that's what happens often with the horror genre. Yeah, I kind of agree, because nearly most horrors, I think mostly today as well, horrors today seem to have much better first and second acts than third acts, but but it doesn't always destroy the experience for me. If it's strong enough, I can almost forgive the ending a little bit, but it depends on the movie. So I kind of, he's not too wrong there. So I tell her when she appeared on screen, I got the whole story and had to wait through the film to finish. Yeah, there's still going to be people that are not going to like this. It's fair play. I mean, if it wasn't your film, that's all right. We'd love to talk about a film that you thought was better, to see if we liked it better. It's, it's kind of one of those things, everyone disagrees on a lot of things, and it's okay about that. We don't cancel people here.
Funny enough, I've actually ordered the Rec movies from Spain. I've never seen them, but I'm just got the first two films on order because I heard they're the best. So I can't wait to watch those for the first time.
I keep meaning to watch that first one. I've not seen the remake either, Quarantine. So Demon Knight.
Quarantine was all right, but I didn't know at the time that was a remake of the Spanish movie, so I had no idea. I only watched it because Jennifer Carpenter from Dexter was in it, and she was good, but I had no idea.
Oh yeah. What was
the AR-15 in Josh Brolin's dream? Oh,
yeah. No, I was kind of wondering that. I know it's a dream, but it's still there deliberately, isn't it, for a good reason? Maybe it was Craig sort of doing his like gun control agenda sort of thing. I don't know. It could be possible. We don't know. I
mean, when I saw that image, I thought, okay, the film was called Weapons. Then suddenly that thing appears in his dream, and I'm like, okay, is it meant to be telling us literally this film was called Weapons, or You know, like you said, it seems to be like a throwaway moment unless there's a deeper meaning to it, which I've not seen anybody talk about.
Yeah, I think there is a little bit of the gun control bias in
Yeah,
there because
because
it's
obviously
an
it's
AR, and
all
ARs always seem to be the subject for this sort of thing, doesn't it? You don't need an AR to do this. Well, it's up to the person. If they're well trained with a gun, they're licensed, and they aren't fucking mentally ill to the point where they could just shoot up some asshole for no reason, then okay, let people have their guns. You know, it's just common sense. Okay, read my comment. He says it at one point. Are they like weapons targeting something? Yeah. He says that, doesn't he? Like they're homing in on something because there's a 217 with the weapon. So, it was 17 kids and 2 adults are investigating, isn't it? I felt that was I mean, that is kind of what the 217 means, isn't it?
Oh, right. Okay. Well, yeah, I've never thought about that.
Yeah, but that's
That's probably it. That's probably the simplest answer. I've not seen Barbarian, by the way.
I need to see Barbarian.
And it's
Toxic
not physical release, which is a shame. They never released it on physical media, so people were very pissed off with that. I can watch on Amazon, but I was hoping I could have owned a copy myself. And I've seen the authentic copies online, but you can tell straight away they're so badly reproduced. They've obviously downloaded the film as a torrent, and they've just burnt it onto a disc and say, "There you go, guys, high def."
Yeah, they use that AI sort of high def now these days, and it just looks like
yeah.
It just makes people look like all waxworks, and it's
yeah. Which again, you know, some 4K can be good. I mean, I know the Nightmare on Elm Street films are getting the 4K treatment. I might buy them. I don't know, but I'm a bit fearful that they might not do a good job on, you know, making Freddy look waxy, like you said. I mean, True Lies suffered from the wax effect, but Rob Zombie was against also House of a Thousand Corpses and The Devil's Rejects from getting the 4K treatment, but he has since then changed his mind. So I'm curious because he's actually argued, well, if you buy the Blu-ray versions or even the DVD versions, that still looks good. But I would argue if you've got an upscaling machine, like even an Xbox that can play it will upscale it naturally and it will still get good results.
Yeah, it's all a bit weird with these high definition things because now we've got 8K TVs. Now it's just a few years back, and it's like, can we really see that?
I don't think it's going to go to 8K because then you're going to have to hike the prices up even more. So I think they should quit it and hit it with 4K. That's enough.
Oh, yeah. Wilkie's Movies and Music. Oh yeah, hey all, how you doing? Sorry I didn't get to you. We've got Demon Knight in the chat as well. Thanks for joining us. So.
Wow, if you said Michael Knight was in the chat, I'd be like, the Hoff is in the chat? Holy shit.
Ooh. Yeah, when you know Leon, the trans gamer.
Oh,
I love Leon. I love it. He's funny, man.
I'm going to say something controversial about Leon, but you know he used to have a parrot and it suddenly died. Well, he used to
did it?
the parrot, right? And I don't think he could take it anymore.
Yeah, we get Leon.
I don't think
he takes on the chin, though. He takes on the chin. That's what I like about him. I
don't think parrots are that susceptible to the secondhand smoke. I think it's probably.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I think it's more likely it was the rape because parrots have small buttholes. So I think that's probably what happened.
Leon is the one that agrees with you.
I can't unsee that image anymore now. Thanks. Thank you very much, sir.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying that the rape itself is what killed the parrot. I think it's probably the fact that the parrot can talk and he was telling people, especially on live streams, like, he fucks me when you're not here. He fucks me when the camera's off. What? Non-consensual. What?
Yeah. Taking literally these writers who can't write an AI prompt. No, that's funny.
I tell you what, with Avengers Doomsday, you can guarantee that they are getting an AI prompter in there because think about it. Emily Blunt turned down the role of Sue Storm in the Fantastic Four, which is a bit too late. It's like, well, you know, we offered you the role in Iron Man, but you didn't want it. So we gave it to Scarlett Johansson instead, which I think was, well, you know, I would like to have seen Emily in that role.
Yeah,
but,
no, she wanted to get Black Widow, but she couldn't because she
was contractually
obligated to something else. At the
time. It was Gulliver's Travels.
Yeah, that wasn't her fault. She wanted to take.
No, what a shame. because when she saw the first Iron Man movie, she was like, "This is a film that we haven't seen before, like of its kind, and we won't see again." But
I mean, we don't hear about Emily Blunt 20 years later bitching about Edge of Tomorrow, saying that the male gaze hurts her when she was doing that one-handed push-up and planking and stuff like that.
Listen, Emily, all due respect to you, you looked great in The Devil Wears Prada, but you're pretty flat on top, love. You don't have any. That's why you don't see. If you type in Emily Blunt hot on Google, you don't get many hot images of her coming up. She's always like been a safe actress. I like her, but yeah, you can't whine and moan about the male gaze.
I would. I'm saying that we would not have heard that from her about that the way we have about Scarlett Johansson crying about the male gaze now. Had Emily gotten
that. Yeah, she wasn't complaining when she was getting those fucking paychecks, though, was she?
Yeah, but as far as Emily Blunt not being hot enough, listen, I would drink her dirty bathwater. She's fucking horrible.
She's got that class as well, and plus, right, she seems like a fucking good laugh. I mean,
but she is quite based, though. I mean, you know, when you hear her talking about strong women, she hates that. So good for her for saying that.
Yeah, that bit in The Fall Guy where she whacks Hannah Waddingham them saying, "We need to get away from all these toxic, males."
Yeah, and, I like that film, by the way. I thought that was a good film.
That was underrated. I don't think it deserved to be a flop because you can tell. Once again, you got people who just want to make a fun fucking movie, and even Gosling does a lot of his own stunts when he gets chance. I like that. But it's come to a point where even good films are kind of becoming flops. This one seems to be doing pretty well. At least I hope it stays in the cinemas for a good while and doesn't get thrown onto digital like Superman is.
After 43 days? Oh God.
I mean, even the Naked Gun's might be going straight to digital. And it's like,
Naked Gun I liked, but I couldn't watch it again. Like I said in my review, I would go and watch it again the following week, but I didn't because I think the third act kind of fizzled out a little bit for me there. I just thought, they could have thrown in a much more funnier joke regarding Leslie Nielsen, but they couldn't really do it. But Liam Neeson, he embraced the role, and Pamela Anderson was just fantastic. I couldn't believe how funny she was.
Yeah, fucking.
She was great, man.
Some good chemistry. They have some good chemistry, them too. Even Pamela Anderson's kind of seems to be at her best when she is doing comedy.
Well, she did comedy before that in VIP. If you've never seen that, watch it, man. It's just hilarious.
I used to love. I know he's a piece of shit now. In the woke term, but like one of my favorite guests when I used to heavily listen to Howard Stern back in the 90s was Pamela Anderson. She'd get on there and she'd say the most outlandish shit that you could ever imagine. Like she'd get the other girls from VIP on the show, and Howard was, his whole thing was that he skipped past all the usual talk show bullshit to be like, listen, like what kind of dick do you like, and things like that to the girls. And Pam would like, she'd be the first one to like clap back and be like talking about one of her co-hosts. She's like, oh, she likes black dudes. She'd always have something fucking funny to say, which really made Howard kind of leave him alone. Howard really only went after people who would be outraged. Some of the better guests have been females like Pam. Also, not for nothing, but Sarah Michelle Gellar would get on there and she wouldn't take because he'd call her Sarah Michelle Gellar to point out the fact that she's Jewish. And she's like, yes, Howard, I'm a Jew. So what? So are you, and shit like that.
God, she never had a sense of humor, Sarah Michelle. Bloody hell. Well, she married Freddie Prinze Jr. in the end, didn't she? And I kind of liked him.
Yeah.
I'll give credit, though. They seem to be making it work for 20 years.
Yeah,
though. So, despite, because I think Freddie Prinze Jr. Has come across a bit of like a
well, they both failed at the same time. So you can't have one successful person and one famous person in a Hollywood couple, or else you're going to wind up like Phil Hartman with a bullet in your head.
Shit. Well, I mean, his dad didn't in tragic circumstances. Freddie Prinze Sr., he died in, similar circumstances, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah. But if both of you guys are celebs and both of your careers tank at exactly the same time, then I think it'll work. I think it'll work okay.
But they live in seclusion in New York, which is kind of ironic considering that is what it is, in a very fancy schmancy apartment.
Well, yeah, they're Hollywood people. I didn't say they were
Yeah.
going to give up all their money and go live
No.
on a farm, but I mean, I'm just saying, like,
Oh.
as far as like, I mean, she has like what 6 dozen failed TV pilots and sitcoms and different shit like that, and his career was, basically over in 1999. So I mean, they
Yeah.
they both
she's
failed.
burned her fucking bridges with weed, and the only guy that actually made her come across as talented.
Right.
But then you talk about the wokeification of Hollywood. Don't forget Buffy the Vampire Slayer is coming back, and she's back in it. So is this like a bit of a kick in the nuts to Joss Whedon? Because
this will be failed. This will be failed.
This
will be failed TV series number 9 for her, I think.
Yeah.
Like I looked it up. She has no less. She has no less than 9 one-season shows that have come out since Buffy.
I mean, to be honest, if you watch Buffy, Alison Hannigan, who, by the way, gave one of the most memorable FHM shoots I've ever seen in magazine form. Holy shit. I mean, she was actually just like the better actress. I'd even say Charisma Carpenter had a bit of more charisma than Sarah Michelle. Like you said, she's propped up against people who actually act better than she does.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I say this on my Buffy stream, everybody's good when they've got Joss feeding them lines. Well, his version of Justice League notwithstanding. But I mean, when Joss Whedon is doing your dialogue for you and coaxing a performance, you tend to do a pretty good job. So, I mean, again, like I said, 9 failed TV series for Michelle and like only 1 mediocre movie, that wasn't made for kids like Scooby-Doo. So, I mean, and she was good in Cruel Intentions. I'm not saying she wasn't, but I mean, she was also riding high on her Buffy fame at the time.
What was that film she starred with The Rock and Sean William Scott?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Southland Tales. I've not seen it.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Yeah, it was a terrible movie.
Oh, really? Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, she's done. She has their scream queen moments in Scream 2. I Know What You Did Last Summer, and the Japanese remake thing.
Oh, The Ring.
The Ring. No, not The Ring. The other one. Not The Ring.
Yeah,
The Grudge.
The Grudge.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Aside from those little things, she, and then, obviously basically just playing a Daphne version of Buffy and Scooby-Doo. She's done nothing. I mean, she's a talentless actress. I mean, she's not any good. I mean, like I said, if you have the right writer director to feed you, you can become very good. But then when that lifeline is taken away from you, I mean, you're going to have to stand on your own. Now, some people did, like Alison Hannigan had a pretty solid career post Buffy, and so did David Boreanaz.
Oh, yeah. He's probably the most successful out of everyone.
Yeah, and I did Bones. He's done that Navy SEALs thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably. I like old Dave. He's great. And of course, when Angel came out, I think that was probably a little bit more popular than Buffy in some respects, because Angel was its own thing. And yes, they had a crossover episode, but Angel really stood on its own 2 feet, and it was really, really good.
Yeah, agreed. No, you should jump on our Buffy streams with us one Sunday.
Yeah, you know what I will do, sir? And also I have to kind of start watching some of those again. So when I do, I'll have to make sure I get a refresher going on in there.
You're in Lovers on season 3. On season 3, the Mayor season. The Mayor season. One of the best big bads.
Oh, the Mayor. Oh, gosh, yeah. That sparked controversy at the end of season 2, wasn't it? Because he was going to kill them all. And what happened in America? I think it was Columbine, wasn't it? So
Columbine, yeah. Really that's when our country was still kind of pussified to school shootings. We've gotten used to it now. Like we have one every other day. So I mean, we're a little toughened to it now. But back in
I've got the Basketball Diaries, which is a hard film to get on Blu-ray now in the UK, and I got it a while back for 20 quid. And yeah, that scene where Leonardo DiCaprio walks into the classroom, holy shit, man, that takes on a whole new meaning when you I mean, obviously from his point of view, you know why he's doing it, because it's about his character and everybody else getting assaulted by the priest or the religious figure in the film. So but obviously now when you watch it, it's kind of got like a twofold meaning. So someone in the chat said that Weapons is going to make over $100 million. Is that correct? Is that what I'm reading?
So far, $100.7 million from a budget of $38 million. So
pretty good for 1 week.
Yeah, sorry, hang on, 28 million.
Yeah, for 1
million.
Holy shit!
It's going to be one of the biggest earners of the year for sure.
Hey, listen, guys, I've always said this, and I'm going to say it again, although it's the first time you're hearing this, but give a studio or give a director a small amount of money. I guarantee you they'll walk away and they'll come up with something bigger than what they were given. Because I mentioned Michael Mann, right? He wants to make Heat 2, but he's asking Warner Brothers for $200 million. They've refused, and I don't blame them. But if Leonardo DiCaprio is interested in being in the film, playing the Val Kilmer part, apparently, if he's actually signed on, what's his fee going to be? Or would he take a bit of a cutback? It's not like he needs the money. So I'm curious to see if Michael Mann can actually go back to his grassroots and make a movie. Because I'm pretty sure when Heat came out back in the day, I'm guessing it might have cost 30 million or less to make back then in the good old days of movie making. But now, why would you need 200 million for a heist movie that people either remember or don't care about?
Because it's been 30 years. I mean, I know Toxic has read the book, and you've said it's pretty good. So I do hope it does good. But yeah, does it?
Yeah,
need,
Michael
does it
Mann
really need
co-wrote
that
the book,
money though?
didn't he? I heard.
Yeah, does it really need that money? It's unless they pull a kiss bang bang and hire an unknown actor to get Leonardo DiCaprio to take a smaller pay cut. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
I mean,
Are we going to get a Shane Black Mark too? I don't think so.
Like they had, like Kung Fu said. I mean, does he really need the money? As far as that, actors have been known to take pay cuts to make certain projects happen. And can't they just give Leo another 22-year-old model or something like that, and that would make him happy?
I've got Black Hat to watch, funny enough, and it's the director's version too, which I've been told is a lot better than the theatrical version.
That's the only Michael Mann movie I've not watched.
Yeah.
I need to watch Ferrari as well. I heard Ferrari is very good. I need to watch that.
Did you not did you not read Heat 2, Luke? I thought you did.
Not yet. I haven't got it. I need fucking hell, I need to look for it. Don't I? Buffy needs a reboot. It was trash. Changed my mind. Did a 24.
Yeah, shut your mouth, Nick. Shut your mouth.
I'm gonna do a 24-hour stream one day, aren't I? You what? I'm gonna end up doing it one day.
Yeah.
You know why he's saying that? You know why he's saying that? Because my highest rated video is
LA Takedown. I was just about to say that. Oh, Scott,
that's on YouTube for free. I've been meaning to watch that. So I want to do a video on the LA Takedown as well, just to.
God, I love that film. Yeah. I know it's the original Heat, but yeah, I think that was 1989, 88, maybe. I can't remember exactly.
It does have it does feel like an extended episode of Miami Vice without the charismatic.
And I don't like the Miami Vice movie. I think that absolutely sucked balls. I always prefer the TV series, which I own on Blu-ray with all the original music intact. That's what you pay the extra bucks for.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. I think Joseph Krasinski is going to try and remake it, and I don't know. Even though he did a good job with Top Gun Maverick and F1 the movie, sort of recapturing.
Yeah, I like Joe Krasinski.
You can't recapture. If they made a Miami Vice movie, it would have to be set in the 80s because the 80s.
Well, he did that with Bumblebee, and he did it pretty well.
Well, then
no, that wasn't him. That was Travis Knight. Oh shit, get him to do it. He's doing He-Man at the moment.
That's why the 2006 version of Miami Vice suffered. Not because it wasn't well acted and not because it wasn't well written and didn't have great action set pieces, because it had all of those things, but just because what we know of Miami Vice doesn't translate into 2006. You got to leave Miami Vice in. It would be like trying to make the Untouchables for modern day. Like it doesn't work. You have to set it in. It would be like Public Enemy for modern day. It doesn't work.
I think Don Johnson didn't like the remake. I think he had a go at Michael Mann for doing that, which I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah, because it was capitalizing on the 80s, the excess, everything, the wild, baggy, bloody, overflowing outfits that was kind of taking,
But listen, if you haven't lived the 80s, you wouldn't understand. You see, all three of us have lived the 80s, so we know where Michael Mann was back then.
Nah, Luke is a baby. Luke's a baby.
Yeah, I was at 88 when I was born. So.
Oh, really? Oh, shit. Oh, sorry, man. God.
Yeah, he's a child. He's a little child.
Oh my God! Wow. Well,
I do love Miami Vice.
America, we've been through it all basically. I'm glad. Generation X.
Yeah, I do kind of wish
Nick.
I was born a few years earlier, just so I
You
could.
should have been, mate. You should have been.
I know. But yeah, Miami Vice is awesome. The TV show's fucking brilliant, and I
It
can't wait to
is.
go.
Oh, like
Yeah.
like all the fashion houses were just throwing themselves at Michael. I mean, Michael Mann didn't. His name was attached. He created the show, but all the directors that came on board, I think he might have directed one or two, but that's it. Really, he kind of stayed back, and all these fashion people were chucking in Giorgio Armani, Hugo Boss. They would get credited. But man, I mean, that show is a wild ride, a perfect time capsule. The salt and pepper suits. Phil Collins in season 2, where he uses the word wanker for the first time on American network TV, and the guy goes to him, "What's a wanker?"
Yeah, God, that launched so many. That's launched so many.
A lot of the problems with weapons could have just easily been solved had it
if
been
you put it in the 80s.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because there was less surveillance, less of the TikTok, like Nix has mentioned in the chat as well. Because that stuff would have gone viral. It really would have.
Yeah.
But fucking hell, I think we're going overboard now. I might have to finish some, but
critical drinkers jump on our ass.
Yeah, because I've got my guy to watch here soon. Yeah. Looking forward to watching.
So I don't want to take up any more time than you from you both as usual. I know you got other stuff to do, and final thoughts on weapons, Kung Fu Hotdog.
After what our American Patriot has said, I'm not sure if I'll watch it again in a hurry. I really do like the film, but again, when you mentioned the issues about how 17 towns were kids, not them, the actual town folk, how they were all hypnotized wasn't explained. There's a very, very good point, but the strong performances and direction kind of elevates itself above that. I mean, let's face it, if you watch a film from the 80s or the 90s horror-wise, you're going to pick flaws in those too, right? But it doesn't matter. But if you enjoy the film, you do. And I'll probably, I don't do like the out of 10 rating stuff anymore, but I'll make an exception for weapons. I'll probably give it a fair 8 out of 10, which is still quite high, But again, opinion is subjective, so my score might not be tallying up with somebody else's. So, if I had to do that, maybe. Would I own it on Blu-ray? Well, I've got Late Night with the Devil to watch very soon, but I'm not sure if I would have this on my shelf of Blu-rays. I'm in a bit of two minds about that, because the thing with my Blu-ray collection is everything on there is stuff that I watch again and again, like on a yearly cycle, or sometimes maybe twice in a year, like Lord of the Rings.
So that's a fair opinion. So yeah, 8 out of 10.
The other film that he was talking about. Sorry to cut you there. What was the film with the vampires this year? Sinners. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah,
it's great.
Is it worth a watch?
It's so good. It's the best movie of the year so far.
Right. I like Haley Steinfeld. I know she makes a good vampire. So like when I saw her, I'm like, God damn.
Yeah, full nudity from her in the film.
Oh, right. I wasn't expecting to hear that. I'm going to go rent it out in the next few minutes. I had no idea. Oh, really? Damn. I thought that was a girl who likes to cover up. God damn, man.
No, I'm lying. She doesn't.
Oh.
She does talk very dirty though, but which is
she talks dirty as fuck. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I love the music as well, because I like the old school blues music and all, and like Lead Belly and fucking BB King and that. So yeah, it's So yeah, what have you got to promote, Kung Fu Hotdog?
Oh, I've just released a video about 2 hours ago about it's no surprise that men are single. And it was a 15-minute video in the end. I wanted to get it under 10 minutes, but when I kept going through it, I thought I can't cut this bit out. It's got to stay in here, otherwise it won't have the same impact. So when I last checked it was actually doing good numbers viewing wise. I've kind of pivoted on my channel now. I'll still talk about pop culture stuff, but I'm kind of keeping it within a certain realm that I think it will draw a bigger audience. So that's just what I'm working on. I'm just having fun at the moment and looking like a sportscaster with my new headset. So that's it.
I kind of get what you mean as well, because me and Toxic was talking about we should maybe do a little stream on Sydney Sweeney, because this is getting way out of hand.
I would love to stream on Sydney Sweeney. Oh, God.
Yeah, I will get back to you on that anyway. But
yeah, do.
We'll discuss that. After
anybody who thinks she's unattractive is, well, good luck with being gay. That's all I've got to say.
they're saying she looks fucking mid without makeup, but I'm seeing her without makeup, and she said, "Well, this actress looks miles better without makeup," and she looks like a fucking train wreck. It's like, what the hell, man? What are you trying to do?
Well, wasn't it Gloria Swanson that said men go to bed with a fantasy and wake up to reality? Well, that's all I'm going to say on that one.
Yeah, she wasn't really heavily made up in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and she still looked pretty fucking cute there.
I
But yeah,
forgot she was in that, and I've got that
yeah,
film. Thanks
I
for
watched it a
reminding me.
while back
God.
ago, and I was like, "Oh my god, is that Sydney Sweeney? Fucking hell, Jesus!"
Margaret Qualley, I've got a real thing for her, but ironically, I like the AI version of her in Death Stranding 1. I'm so obsessed with that version of Margaret Qualley in that game. I'm like, damn, man.
I've got to check
Like
that
that
out.
is peak perfection from Hideo Kojima right there.
Yeah, okay, we're getting off track now. So yeah,
No
lots
worries,
of
sorry.
toxicity.
I'm
It's
shutting
all
up
right,
now.
man. We'll go in the stream anyway, but we'll get you on another stream one day, and we can talk more bullshit and annoy everybody else with it. So yeah, a load of toxicity, final thoughts, and what else do you want to promote?
Yeah, just real quick, like I said at the outset, stream or Weapons is extremely good film. Number 2 right now. I'm sure it'll stay in the top 5 of this year. I did go see it 3 times, and it does suffer in repeated viewing. That being said, with the strong performances, great soundtrack, great cinematography, great acting all around, and great writing, I forgive it quite a bit. And I give it a solid 9 out of 10, and I stand on that despite its flaws. It does have plot holes that you could drive a semi through. But as far as that goes, I'm pretty forgiving of it. As far as anything I got going on, well, on Sunday we'll do a Buffy stream. Tonight I'll be on with Horror with Nadia. Tomorrow night, Horror with Nadia again. So you can catch me there. Also, if you have a mind to, a new YouTuber in our little circle, Cinematic Autopsy, I'm going to put his link in the chat with your permission. For
Put it in. I'll put it up.
His first video, we talked about the Michael Connelly TV series Bosch, and I gave him some background on the books because I've read them all. And we had a good time. He's a pretty smart guy, brand new YouTuber just starting, and I think he's going to do very, very well. And I was honored to be his first guest.
Yeah, I hope he does as well, because I've seen him do a few little written posts, and I do hope he does pretty well with his channel, because I think YouTube seems to be a much better vehicle for instead of just posts that have blogs and writing and that and articles these days. So yes, so it's good. So it'll be good for him to do a bit of both as well if he can. So yeah, the link is there. I don't know if he copy it if you can, or if you're watching this on a rewatch, write it down, whatever. And I will put my guest links in the description later, because I didn't know if Kung Fu was going to turn up. I knew Toxic would. I don't know if anyone else would, and I didn't want to just to do anything definite just yet, but I will do very soon. So yeah, thanks for people in the chat. Proctofile, Nix, Metalla, Blue Collar Loser, Wilkie's Movies and Music, Demon Knight 1995, Rachel Percy Art, and Digital Pollution. You've all been beautiful bastards. Always glad to have you on. You really help with the comments and give us something to interact to. And go see Weapons. I mean, if you haven't seen it already, if you have and you didn't like it, that's no problem. We're still friends.
Go see it before it gets spoiled for you, because I'm seeing spoilers. Fucking
We've already
everywhere.
spoiled.
Yeah, but like they got like the whole damn movies on TikTok, man. Go see that bitch.
Yeah, but even when we spoil it, there might still be a lot that you can take away for yourself without
facts.
realizing. Yeah,
for sure.
That's the good thing about it. So, and next week on the 22nd of August, me and Toxic, and I think Tony Boy, and who else is joining us on Midnight Run? Fuck. I do apologize.
I don't know who all you invited, so I don't know. Would Critter is Critter coming in with us?
I think Critter. Let me get the thumbnail up. Bloody hell! I do apologize. Okay, so because I don't want to ignore his name. Give me a second. StreamYard. Where are you? So yeah, we're Toxic. Tony Boy, if he wants to jump on, we don't know yet. Give me a second. So yep. Critter's it's going to be Critter. Yep, he wants to jump on. He said he wants to. So yeah, thank you.
Should see if we can get Admiral Teague in on that bitch. I bet
Yeah, I'll
you
try
will.
and see if you can anyway. It's just because with Fridays, it's usually a bit harder though because American time schedules and all that. That's why I usually have them on Saturdays because I can get a lot of the people I can otherwise not able to get on. So yeah, next Friday will be midnight run and I might try and do a review on Nobody 2 if I get a chance. If I don't, I'll do a little quick solo stream first impressions on it because editing does take a lot of time sometimes and I get a bit busy. But that's the end of the show. Thanks for joining us. And whether you beautiful bastards are Northern English or not, thanks for watching. And do remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and to ring that bell in order to be notified. And if you wish to further support this channel, then the links are in the description below. But right now, that's us done. And we're off to the pub. Take care, you beautiful bastards. And yes, be no wits. Thanks for joining us. But we're just finishing. So next time, all right? Next time. Okay.
Potato changed my life. Baked potato showed me the way. If you want to know what is wrong from right, you must listen to what potatoes say.
Do be good, don't be bad.
Baked potato,
Do be happy, don't be sad.
thank you, baked potato. And if you want to have a better day, you must listen to what the baked potatoes say.
Do be early, don't be late.
Thank you, baked potato.
Always eat what's on your plate.
Thank you, baked potato. And if you want to have a better day, you must listen to what the baked potato